Cancer is just a chapter in our lives, not the whole story. I had a choice to make. I could get a total hysterectomy and lose my uterus, or I could do 6 months of chemotherapy to try to save my uterus. I had just graduated high school in 2016. At only 18 years old, I decided to move out with my first boyfriend. After a few months of graduating, I got pregnant with my first baby girl. After giving birth, I decided to go on birth control, and I chose to go on the Depo vaccine. One day, I was not feeling well and decided to take a pregnancy test. To my surprise, it was positive. I was not happy when I found out I was pregnant again because my first daughter was only 1 year old at the time. After a numerous amounts of ultrasound and labs, we ruled out I was not pregnant and it was something else that required for me to get a DNC, which is a dilation and cartridge. After my DNC procedure, I hemorrhoided for 2 weeks. After the procedure, I ended up at the ER, had a bunch of exams done, ended up being transferred to the oncology unit at St. Joe's in Tacoma. As soon as I got transported in, the doctor told me I had stage 3 choriocarcinoma. My world fell apart when I heard him say the words, "You have cancer." At that moment, the only thing that came across my mind was death and leaving my daughter behind without her mother. Immediately the next day, I started chemotherapy, 5 different chemos going into my body, something that was very aggressive. Finding out I had cancer, I did not know how to react. When the doctor told me there was no emotion, there was nothing. I just told him, okay, what's the plan? Within 2 weeks of doing my chemotherapy, I started losing my hair. I started shedding. So basically I was forced to shave my hair. Every other week I was admitted 3 to 4 days, and I had to leave my daughter with my mother to be able to get my chemotherapies. Some days were easier than others. I would sometimes leave my daughter there and cry all the way to the hospital. There was other days when I felt better, and I was still sad, obviously, because I left her, but those days were easier for me. After 6 months of chemotherapy, I was officially diagnosed cancer-free. I was in remission. I started feeling like myself about 4 months after I finished my last round of chemotherapy. My hair started growing back, and I was so excited to be able to have hair again, because when I had to shave my hair off, my hair was long, very long. It was at the bottom of my back, so my hair was definitely very long, and it was hard for me to lose it. Every month after I was done with my last session of chemotherapy, I would have to go in to get my labs drawn just to make sure that my pregnancy hormone was not climbing up, and instead it was staying at 0, since I was in fact not pregnant anymore. After a few months, I was finally able to feel a little bit better. I started doing things with my daughter without feeling extremely tired and nauseous. Getting a hysterectomy was something that I was willing to do, even though I was so young. I was only 19 years old when I got diagnosed with cancer, but I was willing to do it to save my life and to be able to be a mother to my daughter. 5 years later, I am still cancer-free, and I had 2 other beautiful baby girls after going through that experience of choriocarcinoma. My oldest daughter, which was my first daughter, is now 7 years old. Then I have my almost 3-year-old daughter and my 1.5-year-old daughter. It was a very difficult journey. Everybody around me would always feel bad because of everything that I was going through, but I always try to be strong, and I tried to show no emotion around them because I knew if I showed emotion, they would feel bad for me, and I didn't want people to feel bad for me. I wanted them to know that I was strong and that I was going to get through everything, which thankfully I did, because 5 years later, I am here, I'm alive, and I'm blessed.